Hi, I'm Matt, and on today's Matt's World DIY, I'm going to make a Philly cheesesteak quesadilla. It is your classic Philly cheesesteak, but it's served up south of the border style in a form of a quesadilla. So let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Get that nice and toasty. Then prepare your baking sheet so you can put your quesadillas on whenever we're going to bake them. I've lined a baking sheet with aluminum foil, and I'm just going to spray it with my micro mister with some olive oil. And now I am guaranteed not to have any stickage of my quesadillas. Now I'm going to saute my vegetables on a medium-high heat. So I am going to start with some olive oil in the pan. Then all we have to saute are onions and bell peppers. So let's take our onions, put those in. I've sliced half of a yellow onion lengthwise, and I'm going to start by sauteing that. Then I'm going to add my full medium green bell pepper. Add that to the pan. Get these sauteed until the onions are just turning translucent. Again, like in my previous video, I like my vegetables to have a little bit of firmness to them. What I'm going to do is take a lid and put it over my pan to kind of help steam those vegetables. And so this will help speed up that cooking process, the saute process. In the process of sauteing, make sure you don't leave your pan unattended for too long because you don't want these vegetables to burn. Ooh, got a nice little steam going there. And this looks good. The onions are browning up. The peppers are becoming a little bit softer. This was what we want. I just don't want them to be too soft. It only takes about 5 to 7 minutes to saute your vegetables. So let's see where they're at right now. This is looking very good, very nice. I think this is where I want it. So I'm just going to pour that into a pan. Now this next step, you could brown your ground meat with your vegetables, but I'm going to separate them just for a little bit and then I'll put my vegetables back in. So this is fairly lean ground beef that I have. I'm going to toss in just a little bit of oil, not too much because I know that this has some fat in it and there's going to be some fat that I'll have to drain, but I don't want it to stick to the pan too much or get too dark on one side too early, if that makes any sense. So this is another dish as we are in the month of February. This is another dish that you could make for you and your partner, your loved one, or even your family. I mean, my God. So you could do this and celebrate your Valentine's Day with a little south of the border flair. Let's see what this ground beef situation is looking like right now. Oh, that looks good. Okay, our ground beef is almost fully browned. And this is a good point for me to take it off the heat. And I'm going to drain all of that oil off of here. We don't want that in our quesadillas because you don't want soggy quesadillas. So I'm going to drain this fat off and I'll be right back. All right, so I've drained that fat off. And now what I'm going to do is put my vegetables back in. And I want to season this up. It's nice to have just vegetables and meat, but let's season it up. I'm going to put in about a 1/4 ounce of steak seasoning into my pan with this. I'm also going to toss in a little bit of salt and pepper just to make sure we have a nice enhancement of the flavor. That steak seasoning really is becoming aromatic and smelling very nice. I want to add about 2 tablespoons of water to this to also aid in the cooking and just overall mixture. Okay, I'm going to put my lid back on just for a minute, then I'm going to take this off heat and we can start assembling our quesadillas. All right, now that we're just about ready to start assembling our quesadillas, I'm going to take and add my cheese to this. This is a mild cheddar. You can use a white cheddar if you'd like. And this is, I know this is not grated. It's just, I had a block and I just chopped up a little bit of this cheese to put in here. I'm going to let this get a little melty and then I'm going to put it onto my flour tortillas and then put them on the pan. I'm going to turn the heat off and let this kind of steam. Wow, that looks so nice. Looks very nice. Okay, so remember, I've sprayed my baking sheet with some olive oil. You're going to want to take a flour tortilla and spoon some of your mixture onto it. But remember, you're going to be folding this in half, so just put enough for half of the tortilla. And then get it onto your sheet and fold it over into a taco position, taco shape. Just lay it down like that. Continue the process until you have either all of your mixture done or you've used up all your tortillas. So we're going to put these in our 450-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Halfway through, you can go ahead and flip them and it'll help brown both sides a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. 10 to 15 minutes, 450-degree oven. So after flipping them, I put them in for another 2.5 minutes. They're ready to come out. These Philly cheesesteak quesadillas would go perfectly served up with a side of salsa, maybe guacamole, sour cream, as well as a side of chips, some corn chips. That would be really delicious. It would make for a perfect little lunch. Now it's time to give this bad boy a try. Let's see what we've got. The ground beef is seasoned to perfection, and the crunch of the bell peppers and the onions make this a really delightful experience in your mouth. I hope you get a chance to try this recipe. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, check out some of my other recipes I have on my savory playlist. I'll see you next time.